Something bad happened to me. Something bad happened to me in the woods.
Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about Honeymoon, which I have watched twice now. I watched it the other night because it had been like a couple months since I had seen it, and it's good and I wanted to watch it again. It came out last year and I didn't hear much hype about it. It is on Netflix, by the way. I didn't hear many people talking about it at all or hear anything about it, but I think this is also one that my boyfriend showed me. I can't remember. But it stars Rose Leslie, who is in Game of Thrones, so I love that show, by the way, in case you were curious. Don't know if you guys care. So this is about a newlywed couple that goes on their honeymoon, as you would imagine by the title. And it starts off really cute. They're super like adorable together. They're kind of cliche cute, like almost sickening cute. But at the same time, when I was watching with my boyfriend, I'm like, I see us and them a little bit, because I do feel like we would act that way on our honeymoon. Anyway, so they go to this like remote cabin. I think it was her childhood home or childhood vacation home or something like that. Middle of the woods, near a lake. It was beautiful. I would kill for my honeymoon to be there. I loved it so much. But I wouldn't want it to turn out how it did. Now this starts off really slow and very weird, and I would say that this is not a straight up horror film. It's definitely more of like a thriller, suspense, creepy type of film, but it is labeled as horror, so we're gonna go with it. But the horror comes from the creepiness in it and just the overall unsettling feeling that you get in some of the parts, which was so like, okay, something you should know about me, or if you don't already know about me, I love subtle horror, like anything that's very understated horror that you kind of have to really pay attention to feel that like jarring feeling about it. And it's more of a feeling versus like jump scares or gore. It's more like a piece of art, in my opinion. This movie's like that. It is very subtle. It takes a little bit to build up and is very gradual, so it's definitely not like all of a sudden, and I love that. I think it was so good. There wasn't jump scares or anything, and it wasn't super horrifying, but it was so unsettling that it just made it like really disturbing. So basically what happens is they get there, they have, well, actually it happens during their first night. He finds her like in the middle of the forest, and she's naked and she's weird, and then her behavior starts to change gradually, and that part was my favorite part of all, is when she couldn't remember to do things. It was strange. She tried to make French toast and she forgot to batter the bread, and it was just toast burning on a skillet. And then she said that she made coffee and he went to pour it and it was just water, and in the little machine thing they have, it was just whole coffee grounds. It wasn't even ground coffee. Subtle things like that where she thought it was right, and obviously they weren't like super out of the ordinary. I mean, we've all probably done something kind of similar where it's like weird and we forget to do things, but the fact hers was just random and so close to I don't know, it was just weird. So then he starts to notice that she has like these bite marks or these bug bites on her legs, but they're in like a weird pattern, and it's just really strange, and she won't let him look at it, and then she keeps like making up excuses not to have sex anymore, which their first night, they were just having sex like rabbits. So I'm not going to give any spoilers away because there's a super disturbing part at the end, that I don't want to say, because when I heard it and saw it, I was just like, that is genius. Like, I wish I would think of that in a story or a movie type of thing. I don't know. It was just so good. And when you see the movie, you'll probably know which part I'm talking about. After that happens though, it gets a little bit cheesy, and I wasn't really a fan of the ending either, but as a whole this movie was really good. I'm glad they didn't go too far into the ending, like take it one step further or anything. It was kind of creepy, but it was almost ridiculous in a way, which probably makes no sense if you've never heard or never seen it, but I just don't want to say anything. So this is more of a supernatural type of horror, which are my favorite kind, but I would definitely recommend seeing it. It is on Netflix, as I mentioned, and it will probably be in my second part of the top 10 Netflix gems, which I am doing a part 2 to that. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll link it below if you want to find out what my top 10 Netflix gems, but I'm pretty sure, wow, I can't talk today. I'm pretty sure they probably took down some of those because they've been like changing up the movie selection lately on Netflix, so I'm not a fan of that, but they've been adding some good ones too. But it's that time of year where not a lot of horror comes out. So anyway, that is it for this review. Make sure to leave more movie requests down below for what you want me to review next. Oh, and I will also be reviewing Girls Against Boys. That one's been requested a lot lately, but also request some more that you want me to review. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
I'm signing off.
No.